Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we've got a house overview. I don't have everything from the house of Orlov, but I do have a little discovery set of one of their lines, which is the by Orlov line. And I wanted to go over them with you, let you know what I think. So let's get into it. I'm going to save my favourite one till last, and I'm just going to talk first of all about the house. The House of Orlov was started by a husband and wife team, Thomas and Ruth Mial. I'm probably saying that wrong. Ruth is a gemstone expert qualified in grading various gemstones, and Thomas, from the biography on the website, is more of the businessman. It says on there they trained under Dominic Ropion. However, they are not the perfumers. They credit different perfumers for the different fragrances. But I have found a slightly weird thing, a couple of weird things regarding the perfumers. So when I went and looked on YouTube for reviews of Orlov, there's a couple in English. There's one or two by Sebastian from Smelling Great Fragrances, and there's also, I think there's one from Stephen from Red Essence. Both of them credit the fragrances with the perfumer Dominic Ropion, and this is the diamond line. So I think that was the first line they came out with, and when you go on the website, it's not Dominic Ropion that is credited, but different perfumers for the different perfumes. So I have asked the brand to clarify for me what the story is there. Was it that maybe Dominic Ropion was the head perfumer and these perfumers just worked underneath him and he got the credit initially, and then a decision was made to credit the individuals? That's just my speculation, but I have asked the brand to clarify. I'll let you know if they do get back to me. I'll pin a comment with the answer to that. There's another anomaly when it comes to perfumers. So there's one perfume here that I really like, really like, and I decided to try and look at the perfumers to figure out if there was a connection between the ones I like more. If the perfumers, so I wanted to look at this particular perfumer, I think it's Shea Mala Maison Dieu, and on the website there's a link to the perfumers, and you can click, and you can then click on each perfumer, and then it also links to the perfumes they created for the brand. So Shea Mala, and I hope I'm saying that right, created my favourite from this particular set, and so I had a look to see what else in this set she might have created to see if I can find a connection. And it said that she was linked to another fragrance called Hope, which I've got here, and I've actually put that on my wrist. So I thought, great, I'm going to put Hope on my skin, and I clicked on Hope, and then on the website, when you actually click on the fragrance called Hope, it's a different perfumer altogether that's credited. So I don't know if there's an error on the website or if there's just a little bit of ambiguity, smoke and mirrors. It does go on in the perfume industry. So I personally like clarification. I like things to be very transparent. So I now do not know who the perfume is for Hope, because they're saying two different perfumers, but not like they're working together on it, but from one page it says it's one person, and on another page it says it's someone else. So there's a slight disconnect there. But moving on, mistakes happen. When I first got interested in this brand, it was because of a particular perfume, and that one is called Out of the Box. I saw an Instagram post about it. The notes sounded amazing, and that's why I wanted to try it. So we're going to start with that perfume. So these are dabbers, like that, dabbers. This one's called Out of the Box, and it was, the notes listed were peony, and I can't remember the exact notes, but gourmand notes. It sounded lovely, it sounded delicate, delicately beautiful floral with some sweet elements. That's how I imagined it. And so this was the first one I smelled on receiving the sample set. I've just got it on there. Everyone says I hate dabbers, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it. So out of the box, to me, was a massive disappointment, because I had this idea of how it was going to smell. The notes sounded amazing, and the description that was posted on Instagram by someone sounded so nice. Unfortunately, and this is a matter of taste, and I'm not saying it's bad, but this is, to my nose, an overdose of ethyl maltol, which is the candy floss burnt sugary smell in Baccarat Rouge, as well as some fairly heavy synthetic woodsy elements, probably similar to also what's in Baccarat Rouge. I'm not saying it's a clone of Baccarat Rouge, but if you like Baccarat Rouge, you're probably going to like it. It feels quite heavy on ambroxan. I seem to have quite a high sensitivity to overdoses of these particular synthetics: ambroxan, Isoe Super, Amber Max, probably a few others that I don't know the names of, that make up a lot of modern perfumes. This is going to be very mass appealing for people that like very sweet fragrances on a woody, dry backbone. I can tell there's some nice things in here. There is definitely a pink, sweet floral element, a little hint of citrus, I think, just a little hint, just to lighten things up a little bit. This is an obnoxious perfume. If you're being nice, you'd say it's bombastic. It's very loud, just like Baccarat Rouge is. I have tried it on my skin. I had it on my skin earlier before my shower, and after my shower it's still quite prominent. If you like big, bold fragrances and you're not too worried about, like, you're not like me and you're not upset by too much synthetics, then you might like this. But it is ballpark Baccarat Rouge. I'm not saying it's a clone, but I feel like the creators, whether it be the perfumer or the creative directors or both, someone has decided that they want to tap in on that trend of overdosing ethyl maltol, because it's popular. People like the smell of it. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's certainly not my taste in perfumery at all. If someone walked past me wearing this fragrance, I would absolutely tell them that they smelled good. It's very loud, it's noticeable, so I'm going to notice it, even if I've got a mask on. It's big, bold, sweet, loud, and mass appealing, but it's not appealing to me. So that is out the box. And after smelling that, and that was my first one, I kind of felt a little bit disheartened. I thought, oh dear, it's going to be one of those houses that just chuck a ton of ambroxan into everything. So I was like from here to here thinking, oh dear, now, you know, what else have we got here? So let's move on. There's no particular order, and I can't remember the names of what I like and what I don't like now. I did separate them into two little piles, but I've forgotten now. I know there's one that I really, really don't like. We haven't got that one yet. This one's called Empower Me, and I can't remember if I like it or if I don't. So we're going to smell it and see if I remember how I feel about this one. Most of them have been tested on my skin to a degree, but this is just impressions, first impressions. Okay, so initially, Empower You is very citrusy. I would say it's a bergamot, maybe a lime, maybe a hint of musk. Very natural smelling, the citrus elements to it. And I don't really pick out much more at the moment. I'm trying to remember how this went on my skin, and I can't. So we'll come back to that because that needs a little bit of time to develop on the paper. But for now, I'm really just get lovely, fresh, natural citruses and perhaps a little bit of musk. So I'm going to pop that down here next to my leg, and we'll move to the next one, allow that to develop. So Walk on the Wild Side. I do remember this because I only just tried it this morning on my skin. This one was very aromatic to me. The notes listed, I can't remember what, I think it was like leather and saffron. Didn't match up to what I got initially on my skin. No, I only had it on my skin for an hour, or yeah, just an hour I think, and then I was in the shower. So again, you know, very brief first impressions. So Walk on the Wild Side. Actually, it's a little bit different to how I remember it. I might have mixed things up. I don't like this. This is, okay, so this smells like galbanum, which is that dry, green kind of resin. Possibly some ambroxan again, almost certainly. A little bit herbal. Doesn't smell like lavender, which is usually what I associate in herbal fragrances. But it does smell green and dry, with a citrus like a bergamot again or something. Not terrible. Musky, woodsy. We're going to give that a little bit longer and come back to it. So Walk on the Wild Side. And no, I don't hate it. It's not my cup of tea, but I don't hate it. Now Hope I've just picked up, I actually have here. This one is an osmanthus fragrance. However, I don't usually like osmanthus because it can be a bit leathery and a bit apricot or peachy almost, and I don't really like leather and peach and apricot, and generally speaking I don't get on with osmanthus. This is really bright and sparkling. It's musky again, it's quite clean. It does have a fruity element. It does smell a little bit apricot-y. When you first apply it, it's much brighter, very citrusy. Yeah, really lovely, bright, natural, citrusy kind of opening, but not too citrusy. It just gives a real sparkle. This isn't quite my thing, but I like it. I think it's a nice perfume. So that's Hope. I'll pop that to the side. We're nearly there. Now we have Best of Me, and I don't remember this one. So let's chuck it on the paper and see. See, the problem with these dabbers, you end up getting all different perfumes all over your fingers when you're trying to test a few at once. If you are testing dabbers, I would totally recommend going on skin if you can. But obviously there's only, you know, I've only got 2 wrists really available. So yeah, but I have done them, I think I've done them all on skin. Best of Me. So this is, I really like this opening. I think this was the one with violet in it. It's listed as a violet leaf, but I think it's got violet leaf and violet, the ionones that give violet flower type scents. There's a sweetness to it. There's a slight peachy side to it. It's fresh, but it's not. It's almost like an ozonic freshness, but not one of those awful synthetic. I don't know. It's not. How can I explain it? It's literally like taking a breath, a deep intake, a deep inhalation of freezing cold air. Very natural smelling. This is really pretty in the opening. So it smells like a combination of a very smooth violet. It's not too green. There's violet leaf, but it doesn't go really, really green. It's a little fruity element to it. It's a little bit, I guess, if you were thinking, does it lean masculine, feminine? Probably does lean a touch on the feminine side. But not too much. A little bit of a woodsiness coming through. Very pretty. And I like that one. And we'll come back to it in a bit when it's had a little more time. So I'm going to pop that one down here as well. Best of Me there. And we've got two more. Sundrop. Oh, I don't even want to get this on my fingers. Sundrop. So the name, I love the sound of the name. Unfortunately, I hate this. I actually hate it. I think this one's also got saffron, and saffron is something I don't always get on with, and quite often I don't really like saffron. Again, because it leans a little leathery, but it also has this weird sort of exotic, earthy, spicy element to it. So this, to me, is highly synthetic in terms of, I feel like it's got a massive dose of ambroxan in it. I don't know what else. It's quite smoky. It's very, very dry. I don't really like really dry perfumes. This is so dry. It's extremely heavy in ambroxan. And I don't think I can do it justice, because I'm so anti what this perfume is. So, you know, if you're not obsessed like I am with overdoses of synthetics and that doesn't bother you, then you know, do try it if you like. I mean, there's a lot of people out there really enjoy ambroxan heavy scents, but I can't. I just can't. And this, I mean, if you want a big, bold, loud scent, that will do the trick for you. That I did have on my finger earlier today, and that survived the shower, unfortunately. It is very tenacious and very loud, so if you like that sort of thing, you might like it. It's not for me. So I'm going to go back to these three here that I still need to talk a bit more about, and then we'll go on to my favourite. So Walk on the Wild Side here. Much more herbal now, very kind of peppery, almost like rocket that you have in a salad, you know, with a hint of sweetness to it. Not that the sweetness specifically comes from any added sugar, vanilla or anything like that. I can sense that ambroxan's in here, but it's not overdone at the moment. Doesn't feel too much. It's very much about the different herbs playing together. It's quite nice. It's not my style. It's a bit green for me, a bit herbal, but yeah, it's quite nice. It's not bad. So let's go for this one here. Empower You. Still, this is these almost like the citruses have intensified here. Very orangey. I'd say orange is the most dominant note now. Very natural smelling, beautiful citrus scent, with probably a bit of woodsy muskiness behind it. There might be a little floral in here, maybe a touch of a white floral, but it's not anything that's really taken over in any way, shape or form. At the moment, this is still all about the citrus, orangey citrus. It's almost like I'm picturing a whole orange in front of me. I'm just picturing an orange. But what I mean by that is that you the skin, the pith, the fruit, the juice. More so the skin, actually, but everything. But the skin kind of dominates. It's got that kind of even think of the texture of the skin. It somehow creates a texture. Very, very nice. Empower You. That's probably my second favourite, I think. So let's just double check then the Best of Me. Yeah, so this is getting a little bit more of a woodsy backbone. It's getting drier, less sweet, less balmy. I think it's quite balmy. It's very, very smooth, the opening. It does feel like a violet perfume. I like that. It's not a love, but it is a like. I'm a big fan of violet. I love violet. It's a slightly fruity violet with a woodsy backbone. There might be another floral in here, maybe a tiny bit of rose or something like that, peony. Very pretty, best of me. I'm going to give that joint second place with Empower Me. They're my second favourites. And then let's now talk about my favourite, and I absolutely love this one. And it's called, I've decanted it into a sprayer, and I've just stuck the sticker on my little sprayer here. I've already worn it a couple of times. It's called Burning Desire, and this is a rose perfume. I would say mostly rose, but sweet, sort of gourmand rose. Gourmand musky rose. If you're a fan of Delina Exclusive or Montal Roses Vanille, this is the ballpark we're talking. I'm not saying it's a copy, but if you like your rose with some sweet, slightly gourmand elements, then I think you're going to like this. And this is the one that's by the perfumer called Shayama Maison Dieu. If you check the website, you can see. I like it so much that I was kind of Googling her to see what else she's done, and she actually created one fragrance I think is really good, which is Lavon's Avant-Garde. It's a men's marketed sort of like rich tobacco kind of scent, winter scent. Really, really nice. Used to be very affordable. I don't know if it's still available and still affordable. It's a really nice fragrance, and she's solely credited for that. She's done a lot of perfumes in conjunction with other perfumers, but that one she did on her own. And so now I feel like I'm going to keep an eye on this particular perfumer, because I really like this. It smells slightly caramelized without going to the degrees of things like Baccarat Rouge. I don't think, if there's ethyl maltol in here, it's kept to a minimum, so I'm not really picking up. It does have a sort of sweet vanillic feel to it, but this isn't a purely vanilla scent. The florals in here are so pretty, they're so pink, they're so delicate. What I like about this fragrance is it's delicate. It's really gently put together and in such contrast to some of the other ones that I told you about, the ones that I don't really like, the very bombastic scents. So I think for me, Burning Desire is full bottle worthy. I would buy a bottle of that. It's €95 for 75 mils. The bottles are absolutely stunning. So I think the value, if you find one that you love like I have, the value is amazing. If you really like the bombastic scents, then the value is even more so, because they are literally 1 or 2 sprays and you're done, whereas Burning Desire is much more delicate, and I would absolutely overspray this one to get the full effect, to get a really lovely big halo of gorgeous delicate rose petals and vanilla around me. Absolutely love Burning Desire. In summary, this house it has really confused me, and that's why I felt quite compelled to do this video. The house has confused me because there's some really crazy, bombastic, quite synthetic fragrances, and then you have an absolute beauty like Burning Desire or Empower Me, with stunning, very natural smelling, at least top notes. And I can't find a connection between the different fragrances. I can't find a thread, a common thread. So I could take the 4 most delicate, natural smelling fragrances, and I could say, yeah, I could see how they're all quite sparkling and delicately done. But then you take the more bombastic, louder more synthetically smelling things, and you could say how they all have a common thread, but I can't connect the really lovely, fresher, more natural smelling ones to those more bombastic, loud. I can't find how they belong in the same line, let alone in the same house. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry that it's taken me 25 minutes to do this, but there you go. You know me, I do like to go on. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. And if you have tried this house and there's any that you really like from this house, please let me know, and I'll see you in another video.
Hello, just a quick extra bit because the brand have got back to me and I've not yet edited the video. So just quickly, they have confirmed that Dominique Ropion was the perfumer when they first launched their fragrances, but they had to be reformulated due to regulations. So the perfumers are now as they say on their website. So there has been reformulations and the perfumers are as per the website. Also, the discovery set that I got was by using a coupon code that the brand provided me, which I'll put here. It's raining, it's so loud on the roof. I'll put a coupon code here, and you can get the discovery set for just the cost of shipping. So I'll pop that in the description box as well.